everyone. Hello, my name is Dr. Timothy Brown, National Optometric Foundation board member, and I am excited to be with you again for another episode of Protecting the Vision. Thank you so much for tuning in to our webinar. We're going to have a fantastic guest speaker for tonight, and I'm excited to hear all that he's going to share with our listening audience. So go ahead, text your friends, dial them in, send them a link on our YouTube channel, National Optometric Foundation, so that they can have a part of tonight's webinar. I promise you it's going to be a good one. And if you want to continue to follow us, the NOF, you can also be with us on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page called National Optometric Foundation. We're also on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel with our webinars on there from the past, and this current webinar will be on there as well, National Optometric Foundation. And on our website, you can see pictures and you can see our officers, board members there, and learn more about all the great things that we do on nationaloptometricfoundation.com. The National Optometric Foundation is a nonprofit organization, and we support the National Optometric Association in various ways. In ways of promoting the 3 silent killers, the Achieve campaign, and also making sure that we are promoting Visioning the Future, where we're supporting students who are thinking about going into optometry as a career. They're currently undergrads, they're HBCUs, or they're in high school. We want to partner with them and give them insight on what a career in optometry is like. And that's some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight as well. We support the NOA in various ways, such as helping them with community events, doing free eye exams, giving out free glasses as we partner with sponsors like VSP, who come alongside the NOA and provide frames and cut lenses so that the community can have glasses and see better as we are trying to provide those services. We did this. It was a great event in the city of brotherly love. We are just getting back. Actually, I'm just getting back this morning from Philadelphia. We were there with the NOA, and we did Serve Where You Go, providing free eye exams to so many people in the community there in Philadelphia, and the people were grateful. Thanks to all of those who came out to support, who provided their time, energy, and skills to service the community. And we want to encourage more of you. If you're listening to this and you want to find ways to partner with us, feel free to reach out to myself, Timothy Brown, send us a message, and we will do our very best to let you know when our next opportunity is available for you to do that as well. But we had a great time at the National Optometric Association Convention in Philadelphia. We'll talk a little bit about that as we bring on our guest speaker. So we want you to continue to be connected with us. And if you would like to donate to what we're doing, allowing us to be able to provide scholarships for students who are currently in optometry school, those who are thinking about going into optometry school, educating the community and providing services for the community, we do have a Cash App, and you can donate. You'll be able to do a nice little tax write-off as well, because we're a nonprofit organization, and we have information to give you so that you can write that off. But our Cash App, $ Protecting the Vision, even if it's just $25 today, go ahead, donate. Go on our website. You'll see a donate button there as well, nationaloptometricfoundation.com. And we are greatly appreciative of all of the donations that you guys continue to provide to the foundation. Thank you so much. I can't say that enough. Thank you so much. It is impactful there. So without delay, I am going to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker, a great friend, great man, Dr. Kennard Herron. He was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, y'all. He worked as a licensed optician for 5 years before deciding to pursue a career in optometry. That is great. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in Vision Science in 2011. He earned his doctorate degree from Pennsylvania College of Optometry at Salus University in 2014. And he's a graduate in Power Up Your Business program in Goldman Sachs, 10,000 small businesses. Dr. Heron is a great businessman. He's the owner of Nostalgic Eye Care in Philadelphia, which he opened in 2017, 3 years after optometry school. Come on now. Now just keep listening. This guy built a $1 million practice in 3 years. It's something about the threes. In 3 years, with his extensive background in optical, while incorporating some of his comprehensive eye care along for his clientele there. He's been awarded the opportunity to become an adjunct at his alma mater, PCO, overseeing the private practice course at Salus University for the past 3 years. I'm telling you, something about that three. In 2022, Dr. Heron decided to create his own consulting firm, Vertical Business Solutions, to assist others in witnessing their dream of starting their own business. He's given back. He's available, a resource to the community. He's passionate about his community, dedicates himself to providing eye care and service to all. He currently resides in Philadelphia, dedicated father to his daughter. He enjoys traveling, sports, exercising, mentoring, and spending quality time with family and friends. And I'm excited to have him on with us tonight for this webinar. Dr. Heron, thank you for being a part of this opportunity. I am so excited to be on here with you and to hear from you, the listening audience. They have been saying, who is this man? We want to meet him. We want to hear from the man. And I don't want to delay that any longer. The man is here, guys. There he is. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for that great introductory, Dr. Brown. I really appreciate it.
Man,
I didn't even notice that. Nice to see how you picked that up.
You have been doing a lot of work in the small time frame that you decided to go to optometry school, graduate from optometry school. You have been doing a lot of work, and I'm excited to hear about some of that work. You've been doing, the impact that you've been making in the community as an optometrist. You know, as I mentioned earlier, we just came back from your city, and you were there. I saw you there. We talked at the National Optometric Convention in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, a city where your practice exists. You are the only Black male optometrist in private practice in the city of Philadelphia. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. All right, and if there's anybody out there, I'm trying to find you because we need to work together and collaborate to make sure that we serve all in Philadelphia.
Absolutely, absolutely, because you are putting the time in. You are available there for your patients. You're available for the community, and that is what we need there. And I would like to know, since we don't know of any other Black optometrists who are male with a private practice in the city of Philadelphia, how has it been? What has it been like being the few Black optometrists right there in the city of brotherly love?
It has really been phenomenal, even though it was very shocking to me, because unbeknownst to me, I was starting a practice just because I felt that was my mission and my calling.
Right.
Being one of the only Black male optometrists in Philadelphia, you find the people let you know, because they're so shocked and so excited to see me there with the office.
Yes.
And they're just coming in, they're telling all their friends and their family. And I didn't realize how impactful that it would be for the community to see me there. I represented something much bigger than just an optometrist. So to be there as a private practice, Black,
right.
All my staff is Black.
Wow.
A lot of people never seen an office with all Black employees either.
No, that's not heard of. And I used to work at another office, and I was the only Black in the office there until we put me in a position where I can have an impact and a say so and bring in others in the office that look like me. I think that's important, and that's why we work so hard trying to increase representation for minorities in the field of optometry. As you know, because you are a PCO grad, just as myself, we just recognized Dean Robert Horn. The man worked extremely hard to make sure that minorities represented in the field of optometry by helping them go through the course, have the support from the staff and the professors while they're in optometry school, and just trying to just get them into optometry school. So that's very important because of what you're saying. There are not many Black optometrists in the field.
Yes, indeed. And because of his sacrifices, why I do my best to try to pay it forward.
Yes.
Because honestly, without that program,
Right.
if you're looking at my application, I would never have made it to optometry school.
And you know what the beauty of that is, with you saying that, you are not alone. There are
Yeah.
many of us who would have not made it into optometry school if SEP was not set up and monitored and ran the way it was with his leadership there. Dean Horn has impacted so many lives, man, so many lives. And I look back at that picture that we took with him, all of us standing around him as he's sitting there.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
That's
and
beautiful.
This might be a quarter of the people he impacted, right?
Right, right, right. He's impacted hundreds that we know of, and there's some that's probably not counted for. And I love the fact that he didn't just keep it at Pennsylvania College of Optometry. He taught others at other optometry schools how to recruit minority students into their schools so that the representation could exist there for minorities in the field of optometry. And I think that's beautiful. And we need more leaders like that. We need more doctors like yourself, being present in the community, being available for those who are underrepresented. We go into communities every year with the National Optometric Association, and we provide free eye exams, and VSP partner with us providing the glasses. That's important. Having those underrepresented communities service there with eye care. And I know that you continue to do that with your practice. Is there anything in particular that you would like to share as a Black optometrist that you are currently doing or you did in the past when it comes to community service?
Some of the things that I try to do when it pertains to community service is really just to be present in the community, to be seen.
Yes.
So when I was growing up, I never seen many Black doctors. I definitely didn't see a Black optometrist. And how that can impact somebody, be like, wow, he looks like me. I could do, if he could do it, I could do it.
Right.
And then they start to ask the questions, right? Because sometimes the ceiling is really low, and you could just being present could open somebody's mind to the possibilities. Because I promise I never thought in a million years somebody be calling me a doctor.
Wow.
Not in a million years, man. Not in a million years. And, and somebody had to open that door for me, think like, wow, you really think I could do it? They're speaking those things into me. So I try to make sure I'm present in the community, being present, having those conversations, sharing my story. Because a lot of the time we come from a similar place. And be like, hey, man, I know some of the obstacles that you may be challenged with. And, you could get through them. These are some of the things that I had to navigate to get over these hurdles or roadblocks. And you know what? You're not even there yet. Let me share some nuggets with you so you don't the mistakes that I made along the way, right? And just be a support system for them. Like, man, call me if you want to visit the office, spend time with me, you want to be employed. If I could provide a job opportunity for you, I'm more than welcome to provide that opportunity for you. And I just try to be present.
Wow, man, look, you said a lot there, and I want to talk about some of the things that you just said. Now, being present in a community, that's important. You are an inspiration to a lot of people. A lot of people look up to you. You are inspiring people. And man, it's important that you be present. A lot of doctors feel that they have to come up with this elaborate plan for how they're going to give back to the community. And we're telling you tonight, you don't have to do all of that. Be present. Talk to some students. That's why we invite students from high school, students who are in undergrad, to come to these conferences now, Vision in the Future. There are scholarships available to help students get to the conferences. There are fly them in, hotel costs there, so that they can have exposure. I
Yeah.
think more people need exposure. When they have the exposure allows them to have that light bulb turn on in their head. It allows them to get excited about being around so many people who look like me, letting them know, hey, I can do this too. That's what you just said. I can do this too. So we want to encourage you, if you're listening to this and you are an optometrist, to talk to our youth, to be present in your community. And if you are a student and you're thinking about going to optometry school, or you're a parent and you know your child has not made a decision yet about what they want to do in life, share this video with them. Have them reach out to an optometrist. Yes,
Yeah.
as he said, we'll invite you to come into the office. My wife and I just did that for a young lady who was interested in going into optometry school. She's right now taking some courses in college. And guess what? Today was her first day employed here. She is hired, working here right now until she get into optometry school. So those opportunities are out there. You just have to not be silent. Reach out, partner with an optometrist. Reach out to an optometrist and let them know, hey, my child is not quite sure what they want to do, but can they shadow you for a day? Can they come into your office, and see what you do day in and day out, so that they can be inspired? And I do believe most optometrists would say, yes, they can.
I totally agree with you, because I get those questions. People hit me on LinkedIn, social media, in the email. Hey, can I chat? I'm like, sure, come in. Just come on during business hours.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just
Yeah,
come on.
because I mean,
I
the,
have no
the
problem.
and it's a beautiful career. The beauty of being at the convention is that we are connected to young ODs who just graduated first year after graduation, to ODs who have graduated and been practicing for 40 some years, 50 some years. I mean, there was a lot of recognition given at convention, and we were among people who are impacting the community still in practice, and those who have impacted the community. They were leaders in the NOA as well. So students are there. I know they're inspired being around there and thinking about those who are thinking about pursuing a career in optometry. How did you decide, Dr. Heron, to take that step, pursuing a career in optometry?
Well, my journey is a very unorthodox journey. It's a long one, so I'm gonna try to make it really short.
It's okay. We're
But,
here to hear from you.
but I went to community college and decided to pursue ophthalmic dispensing, which is to become an optician. And when I entered the field, the optical world, I realized living in New York on the optician salary at the time was very, very challenging. Life was kicking my butt. Um, I had got married, had a daughter, and I was living check to check. And I was like, you know what? I really can't provide for my family or my daughter. I won't be able to build or leave her anything in the future. And, I was inspired by the optometrist that I was working with. And she was like, why don't you be an optometrist? You'd be good at it. And I was like, really? Because I never thought in a million years. So I'm like, really? What does it take? I never really had a really good educational background. So I had no idea if you got to go to college, get a bachelor's degree, and get these grades, prerequisites. So she kind of gave me a heading to start to look into those things. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of working for companies and they're cutting my hours because they're not making goals, and it's making it even harder for me to sustain my quality of life, right? Or even just pay my bills. So I was
Right.
like, I'm going to pursue this. At least I'll be making more money if somebody's gonna cut me off. Yeah, I could take care of myself and my family at the time. And
Wow.
I decided to pursue optometry. And it was a very unorthodox journey through the educational system. And I had to really teach myself how to learn, because I never learned those skills early on in high school. Um, I didn't even try to pursue a bachelor's degree at the time, which was a terrible route to go. But I was fortunate enough to persevere. And for somebody like Dean Robert Horn to be there to look past my application, I applied to optometry school with a 2.65 GPA and no bachelor's degree. 2.65 GPA, no bachelor's degree. Now, anybody looking at that application would throw it right in the like, no, definitely not a candidate. But Dean Horn took the time to be like, okay, let's bring this young man in and have a conversation. And I really just shared my life story, told him where I was at. And, hey, I had a rough patch in the educational system, but, I hit a stride where I was getting more B's and a lot of prerequisites. And I was like, Dean Horn, all I need is a chance. I promise you, if I get the opportunity, I would knock this thing out the box. He's like, would you do my summer course if you promise me a seat? Because I can't come to the summer course and go back home to no job. And he gave me the opportunity. He gave his word to me, and I kept my word, and I killed it through optometry school.
Man.
And here I am,
Man, I get chills just listening to your story, Doc, because there's so much wrapped into the words that you just shared. I don't know how the listening audience is right now, you guys, but we're listening to someone say, had no idea about optometry, started from the bottom foundation because he was inspired by his optometrist, wanting to provide better for his family, get a better quality of life, pay bills, and inspired by this optometrist and pursued the pathway that allowed him to be able to get into optometry school and become an optometrist so that he'll be in position to serve the community, to be able to provide eye exams, and also be able to be an inspiration to so many other guys. He didn't let doubt, he didn't let fear keep him from pursuing the opportunity to be a better provider for his family. That's a great story, man. And Dean Horn has been a big play and a positive impact for so many others, just as yourself there. And for you sharing that story, I would have never known. I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible. And it also just stands there to show others that if you want to do it, you put your mind to it, stay committed and dedicated. He said all he needed was a chance, and he was going to knock it out the ballpark. And he did.
And I was it was do or die for me. I was definitely dedicated. And as you said, when you really put your mind to it and focus, look, when I pursued optometry school, I stopped playing video games, y'all.
Wow.
No more video games in my life. It's only a distraction.
Wow.
Everything on the outside, I had to let that go so I could focus on my future. And, this is one of the things I share with a lot of students that I come across. It's like, we focus on a lot of distractions, especially like social media is huge now. Like if you want it, have you sat here and thought about, have you given your all to what you want to pursue? And if you haven't, you just sit down and think about, do you really want it? Because in life, the things that you pursue, you would obtain it if you put all your faith in it and pursue it. And if you don't obtain it, it's just because it wasn't for you. Wow. And that's just the two things in life that I kind of go by,
Wow. Man.
And recognizing the difference between the two. You have to learn that. That might take some experience, but
man, you are dropping some nuggets, man. I'm telling you right now. Have you given your all in what you want to pursue? Wow, that's a deep question. And that's a good question to throw out there to someone who's thinking about throwing in the towel, giving up.
Yes.
Ask yourself, have you done all that you could do in what you're trying to pursue before you give up? And, and that's why, Dr. Herod, people need you in the community. They need you to hear that story for inspiration there. And I'm thankful that you're not keeping it a secret. You're not keeping it locked in, that you're sharing it here today. You've shared it before, and that you will continue to share it, even in a book. I think this will be a great sale and a great inspirational story for anybody, no matter what your race may be. I think this will be good for you because there are a lot of people unsure of what they want to do. They're currently in college, unsure. They're about to graduate, unsure. And this could inspire them to look at and examine their steps to see, have I given my all in what I want to do? And then to consider the field of optometry as a career choice. I just want to pick up here on YouTube here. Someone said, we're so glad to have you present, Dr. Harry. See right there?
Thank you. Thank you. I
Dr. Andre Whitehead, say, so glad to have you present, man. The impact that you're giving there, sharing this story. And if you had to, Dr. Harry, look back at your younger self, you're looking back at your younger self. What advice will you give to your younger self if you can go back and talk to him?
Oh, that's a really good question. So I'm a person that really believes in no regrets. Whatever my path was really meant for me. Because as I look back today of all the things that I've been through, gone through, yes, I wouldn't be who I am today. So that's a challenging question.
Right.
But I would say one thing I really wish I had as a youth was a mentor. I just had nobody to really guide me, and I had to figure it out on my own.
Right.
So I would say to my younger self is go out of your environment and be open to dialogue and receiving other people that's doing things that look interesting to you.
That's great advice right there. That's great advice.
For myself, yeah.
Something similar to that I tell even the staff here, don't be afraid to be a student. Learn from others. Allow others to pour into you, to mentor to you. Sometimes even at my age now, if I know something and someone's trying to feed me some knowledge, I listen. Because I may have missed some things, or they may say something in a way I've never heard it before, and it sticks with me better and allows me to take my business or my life to another step higher. So always be a student.
And talk to people. Just like we was at the NLA convention, man, you see a doc, talk to him. Hey, how's it going? How's optometry been for you? The best, one of the best tricks to learn is to ask questions so people could talk about themselves. Because people will tell you people love to talk about themselves.
They love to talk about it. And
they'll share everything. And you'll gain so many nuggets if you just listen intently and continue to ask questions for them to keep on talking. And everybody has a story that you could learn from.
Exactly. And that's why we strive to get as many students at convention each and every year. And students, if you want to be at convention, you missed it in the city of brotherly love this year. We'll be in Columbus, Ohio, July the 10th of 2025. Reach out to us. Opportunities are there for you to be connected to the NOA convention, for you to be there. And then you can talk, just like you said, just walk up to doctors and ask them questions that will allow them to talk about their life as an optometrist, their practice, what they're doing, impacting the community. All of those things are important there. And make sure, as Dr. Harris said, in your younger years, find yourself a mentor. And don't think that the pathway is going to be easy. As he said, that's a challenging question, Dr. Brown, because my challenges actually shape me into who I am today, so it's kind of challenging saying, hey, I would tell myself something to avoid this, but maybe by me going through that challenge, I'm now a stronger man, and I can do things a little bit better because I went through that challenge.
Yes. So when times are hard, it may be a lesson that's being taught. So just persevere, work through it, do the best you can, and everything turns around, right?
Yes. So, what are small things or big things that your practice do? You're an optometrist there in the city of Philadelphia that you do to impact the community that you serve there.
Some of the things we do, we provide screenings as well. We do 2 major screenings with the mega church, Enon, which
Enon. That's my church. Yes, we were able to go there on Sunday and attend worship service.
Awesome. And I hope the service was phenomenal because it typically is. So, yes.
It was.
So we partner with Enon. We do 2 of their major events. One is Men Know Your Numbers, which is kind of a health fair covering an array of medical services. And we just do the vision part. We do the vision part. And they also created Women Know Your Numbers as well. They first started with the men's initiative, and then they started with the women's initiative. So we attend both of those initiatives, and they have those two initiatives are the two they have throughout the year. We also try to partner with some nonprofit organizations to do screenings as well, and we also open our doors to camps during the summer. So, hey, if you have a camp of kids, have them come by. We spend probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours just talking about optometry, have them see the office, probably do a few tests on them so they could get a feel, and they could be introduced to, hey, this is a black office, black doc. This is what optometry is. And if, could just open that door to what the possibilities may be for themselves.
I like that. I love that. And I'm glad to hear that you're partnered with Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church there in Philadelphia. As I was walking towards the exit, I was telling my children, hey, that big room back there with the basketball goals, that used to be a multi-purpose room. That was a room where we would do our vision screenings when we were in optometry school. We would bring students, faculty would come there with us, and we would service the community. So I'm glad to hear that is continuing. You're continuing to service the community by doing that. Men, know your numbers. Women, know your numbers. Numbers are important. I always tell people, men lie, women lie, but numbers do not lie. Know your numbers. Constantly, when you go to your optometrist, and you go for your eye exam, and you are diabetic, they're going to ask you about your blood sugar, your A1C numbers. Know your numbers, for things like that. Know your numbers. Numbers are important for you. And I'm not sure what that program go into when it comes to the numbers, but I just know that that's important for us to keep stress in there. So as you continue to work in the community, you have built a successful practice, $1 million practice, 3 years after optometry school, the lucky three, I'm telling you. Did the road that you were on as you were building, was it always smooth? Did you face any obstacles while you were pursuing in your practice there and everything?
Oh man. So I started my practice from the ground up. So I didn't buy a practice that had a patient base already. Started it ground up. I was blessed to be able to build my practice from a shell. So I designed it how I wanted to design it. And I mean, I knowing now, I thought I was prepared then, but being where I'm at now, I realized I wasn't prepared at all. And you go in there with faith that it's all going to work out, but learning how to implement processes in your practice, dealing with insurance, dealing with staffing is the biggest chore of finding staff. You had to get through COVID. There was a lot of obstacles there, but year in and year out, we grew, and we was able to continue to be successful. You have to be open to learn as you go, implement as you go, network as you go, and
Yes.
again, learn on the fly, because I had to learn a lot of things very quickly as I went through the process of growing this office and put myself in positions to learn. Like, all right, they have a seminar here, they have a convention here. Oh, hey, I can meet this person, I can network with this person, I can host an event with this person. It's work. It's
Right.
work. But it
Right.
was that I was happy to do because it was work for myself, and I knew my bigger goal and vision is that I'm here to represent us,
Right.
and I have to succeed. There's no there's 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 no way I'm not going to succeed. And that was my mentality. Super
Yes.
focused. Remember, I quit video games. So we
Right.
got we gotta head forward.
Prioritize.
It's
Yes.
work, prioritization. Yes,
Yes.
and I give my all to my practice still to
Wow.
this day,
Wow.
because that's that vehicle, and it's the practice is bigger than I ever thought it would be, and what it represents. I went in very naive and thinking like, hey, I just don't want to work for somebody. I got the talents because I learned optometry and opticianry, but what this practice represents is way bigger than me. And as I realized that, I have to make sure it continues to thrive and flourish and provide more opportunities for people in the community, from care, from employment, being a vessel for students to come through and learn,
Right.
Inspiration to high school students, elementary students, grad students that are trying to make that decision if they want to pursue optometry.
Wow.
It's a way bigger vehicle than I thought it would ever be. So.
And that's very good to hear you talk about how you're giving back, allowing students to come into your practice to learn from you. That's outstanding, and it's heartwarming to hear that. And we encourage other optometrists to do the same. Given someone the opportunity to be able to step into your door, to look around, to see, to hear, those things help me. I interned with an optometrist while in high school. I worked for an optometrist while I was thinking about going to college, not thinking about it. I knew I was going, but I was working for an optometrist in the process during the summer. Worked with optometrists while I was in optometry school. And everybody has their own style. But the fact that I was in the environment has helped me a lot. It's helped me to be the person that I am in the position I am here with Dr. Sharita Brown, my wife, at this practice, managing the practice, staffing, as you said, that's a forever problem and challenge when you're having your own business there. I hated to call it a problem, but it's just something that you always have to deal with there. And you have to know when to let people go, and all of those things that come with it. You have to know what the insurance is, what insurances you're not going to take, what insurances you need to take in order to start getting things flowing into your practice. There's a lot of things that's hidden in there, and people look at your business as beautiful as it is, the things that you have inside of it, the success that you have as well, but they don't see what it took for you to get there. A lot of people don't see that. They just see the big picture, but they don't see the small steps getting to that big picture there. So I commend you for the work that you put into building a successful practice. Yes, sir. And I know that someone's going to get their inspiration as you continue to do the work that you're doing in the community, at the conventions there as well. Staffing, will you say that was your greatest obstacle while you were pursuing opening your practice, trying to get staff started or finding the right people as you're trying to open your practice?
Definitely was the hardest. One, because I wasn't as developed as a leader. So there is some accountability there, and learning how to vet out the appropriate staff for your office. So I had to learn how to be a better leader and develop myself as well. And when you start out with no patience, you kind of broke. So sometimes you get what you pay for. as we began to grow, I was able to elevate the staff that we had on hand. So as I began to make more revenue, I've been able to pay for better quality staff. And as I've grown as a leader and implement policies, protocols into the practice, and even offer more benefits, I've been able to have some phenomenal staff. I love my staff now. They're
good.
Great. And those my people. Those my people.
That is good. That's good. That's good to hear you. You're going to be at work 8 hours a day. Yeah. You should be around people that you love, that you like, and I tell people, I don't want you to be in a position where you have to come every day. You're away from your family and friends. You are with these people and you're miserable. That is not the way to go. You don't need to be there. So that's good to hear you say that and everything there. Will you recommend private practice to those who are listening, those who are thinking about pursuing a career in optometry?
Man, I highly, highly, highly recommend private practice to anybody out there in optometry. One, for all the reasons that we spoke about of what your practice will represent. I know, such as myself, our patients are looking for me. They're trying to find me because they're looking for somebody that they could resonate with. Somebody like my office got soul. So if you're a person with soul, you come in, you feel like it's home.
Yes.
I could be myself. They could be their self. And as a result, it allows me to provide better care, right?
Wow, that's good.
And to be that vehicle in the community for us, because we're far in between. As I mentioned, I'm like the only male optometrist with an office in Philly, and it's concerning, to be honest with you. And and that's one component of having an office, is impacting your community, providing jobs for people in your community. But also there's a whole business aspect to it, to where you can generate generational wealth for you.
Yes.
Like, my daughter's going to reap a lot of benefits from this office when it comes to college, when it comes to her grandchildren. This is going to be something in our lineage that we're going to pass down to her, where I could teach her the business skill to take advantage of having a business. She's taking advantage of it now. She got a 401k at 16.
Wow.
She have insurance at 6. The practice is paying all of these things.
Wow.
So there's a whole business component that is advantageous for you as an optometrist. And if you're really looking to make the money, it's there. You have to put in the work, but it's there. So a lot of other entities are throwing a lot of money at you, but I promise you make way more money in private practice, and you'll impact your community a lot more in private practice. You have a lot more flexibility and freedom in private practice. I travel once a month.
Wow, that's good.
A lot of flexibility. I don't work weekends. I could do it how I want to do it, be successful, impact how I want to impact. If I was working in another entity, I wouldn't be able to have a camp come in. They might know it's business hours, Dr. Hearn.
Exactly. And it's nothing worse than having a vision, having a dream, having a goal, only for someone to put their thumb on top of it and tell you no. I'm so glad that you are not under that pressure, and that you have the freedom to be able to take care of people, to serve the community, and also have your weekends off. That's important. I tell people that.
And I know private practice can be scary, but one thing that's important about business, you don't go in it alone. So you develop a team around you, right? And you don't have to do this alone. Maybe you may not be business savvy. That's where a mentor come in. That's where I could come in, or Dr. Brown come in, and we can share these things on how to develop a private practice, which is why I started a consulting firm. I'm like, man, I learned this stuff hard knocks. You don't have to. I could share all of this stuff up front and make sure that you are successful, because I developed the blueprint.
And that's the beauty. If you saw a problem and you found a solution, so that someone won't have to go through the struggle that as you did. They don't have to waste time. They can partner with you. You can walk alongside and share information with them that's going to help them have a head start with the business and everything. And I like that part there. I really do. And what I'm hearing you say is that if you work, you stay dedicated to what you want to do, success is yours. You block out negativity, block out doubt and fear. Success is yours. And you've done those things there. And your story is amazing. And your story, tell you or not, belongs on a bigger stage. I don't know when it's going to happen, but your story belongs on a bigger stage. Now, the way you've been working, you do things in 3 years. So I don't know.
Well, whenever that time comes, I'm a very, very humble person. And whenever that time comes and somebody calls my name, I'm here to jump in and just be here to support and just share the story. Because honestly, to me, it's a once in a lifetime type of story. And I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be here to talk to you. I'm very humble about it, and which is why I share the story, because I feel like if I could do it, anybody could do it. Because it was very challenging to even get to this space, right?
Those were my exact words when I was talking with somebody about something. I was like, look, if I was able to do it, I know that you can do it. It's all about the commitment, the dedication, positive mindset. That's something I'm big on, positivity there. So for the field of optometry, we want to continue to grow it. We want to continue to serve underrepresented communities. We want to continue to promote the 3 silent killers. We want to continue to increase representation of minorities in the field of optometry. The representation is there through you. And what will you say that you enjoy the most about optometry?
You know, to all my optometrists out there, hopefully you don't hit me up about what I'm about to say. Honestly, what I enjoy most is really just talking to my patients. It's really talking to my patients, because the conversations become so deep just outside of optometry, and I could pour into them, and I have patients pour into me. Man, I had patients give me a whole therapy session some days. I'd be like, man, how are you, doctor? Man, you know what? I'm tripping out here. Like, I'm having a hard time. And it goes both ways. And I love connecting with my people.
Yes,
Yeah,
man, I'm telling you, doesn't it sometimes feel like a ministry when you're connecting? Yep.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed
It
it does. And
feels
that's what I've come to love about optometry. I get that person one-on-one in that chair, and we have a good old solid conversation and build that bond, and we carry it out through the years, right? Because
right.
it's a relationship that's built, and it's that's what I love. That's what I love.
Well, that's good. That's good. Let me catch over here and see. Paula Boone said, "Great community service and mentorship. Thank you, Dr. Harris, for all you do to empower our students and for providing culturally competent, comprehensive, and compassionate eye care." Look at that.
Thank you, Dr. Boone. I love you, Dr. Boone. Dr. Boone is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
another optometrist who has been impactful and continue to use her services and skills and talents to empower young people, bringing young people to our conferences, reaching out to them, talking to them about the field of optometry, finding funds. Now, if there are funds to be found for a student, Dr. Paula Boone is the lady to reach out to. I'm telling you, she will fight for the students there. She will put in the work there. So that's her shout out to you there. Tell us a little bit because you already mentioned that you travel once a month. What do you do in your spare time? You know, I mentioned some things in your bio. If you would like to go a little bit deeper so that people can understand, although I mean, because you're an optometrist and because you're in private practice, you're in control of your schedule. You have that flexibility. So if there's someone who's listening, thinking about pursuing the field of optometry, I want them to know that you do have spare time and what you tend to do in your spare time.
Yeah, so one thing I do is travel. Once a month, I get on the plane to go somewhere domestic or international. And I like to explore culture, see different islands, see different countries, and learn. Traveling grows, like it builds a lot of character, and this is just so much world to see. So
It
I
is.
definitely, and I also decompress because I'll be working. So I got to get away, decompress, so I can come back nice and fresh until the
Yeah,
next time for me to go. Definitely spend time with my daughter, raising my daughter. She's 16 and it's getting different. So
it's
just trying to
different.
keep tabs with her and making sure I'm the best that I could be. Um, and you know, I mean, stay fit and exercise. So whatever I want to do, I'm able to do it when I in the space where I retire, and
Yeah.
just enjoy life, pursue opportunities. I took a bartending class and got a certificate. You know, I just want to explore things in life and just live. You know, just live if that makes sense.
Right.
So
And nothing is off limits there. Nothing is off limits when it comes to life. The opportunities are out there. You know, I pursue a lot of opportunities. My wife pursue a lot of opportunities. I think as an optometrist, I see a lot of my friends becoming entrepreneurs. I see a lot of them taking risk. I see a lot of them enjoying during their vacations. As I'm on different platforms, I can see those photos and videos there, and that's important. It's important for the mental health. Next month, I'll have someone, a couple of doctors on here, share with us about mental health. But that time that you take for yourself, doc, because you work so hard, because you're so dedicated to your practice and to the community and so many others, it's important for you mentally as well.
yes,
We always talk about how can you be of good help to your family and friends and your patients if you're never taking time for self. Self-care is important. And I want to encourage those who are listening to make sure that you put yourself on the calendar each month. As he said, each month, find something. It might be just to go to the spa. Save for those things. If you find that you have more bills than money, save for those opportunities, because we're not put on this beautiful earth to miss all of the beauty. We're supposed to go out there as he's doing, pursue an opportunity to be able to travel, see the islands, see these beautiful places there. And again, Doc, I commend you for taking the time to do those things there. I wanted you to share that so that you can inspire someone else who's listening to this now, or they might catch it later.
I would like to share something. My first year of optometry school, what a professor told me, he was like, optometry is a lifestyle. And of course, at that time, it was way over my head, but I totally understand them now. Totally understand them now. It is a lifestyle.
Yeah, he already, he had a bigger picture. He saw some things that we hadn't experienced yet, and he knew that if you stay the course, you'll be able to see what he was talking about there, and now you can see it.
Yes.
We got to have those experiences. So as we are coming to a close, I want you to kind of paint the picture for us about where you see Dr. Kennard Herring in 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, that's a really good question. So in 5 years, I see myself extremely part-time in my practice, developing my practice the way I don't have to work in it. I see myself exploring the things that come in interest to me, continuing to travel, continuing to mentor, continuing to pour into other people, and just live my best life and be a positive influence in this life. I'm a firm believer that what you put into the universe will come back to you. So I try to pour positivity into the universe and just be the best human being that I could be, and just spread love as much as I can.
Wow, that's amazing. And I love what you quoted earlier, learning to be a better leader. Sometimes we don't quite have the success that we want because we need to take some courses. We need to learn. We need to learn. That's why I go to some conventions to learn, to network, to talk with other people, see what they're doing in their business, so that I can be a better person. There's always room for growing. And I think that you have taken the right steps to be a student, to learn, because it has been impactful to your life and to the pathway that you've taken as a businessman there as well there. So I want you to keep climbing, Doc. And I want you to share with our listening audience where they can follow you if you have a social media following, or where they can come see you if they would like to be in that chair and have the best eye exam in the city of Philadelphia.
Yes, you can find me at nostalgiceyecare.com is our website if you want to schedule an appointment. We're on Instagram and Facebook at Nostalgic Eye Care. I also developed a book to assist people who are looking to develop a business plan. The website is buildingblockstodream.com. Go on that website if you want to check the book out. You can also email me at nostalgiceyecare.com if you want to get in, nostalgiceyecare@gmail if you want to get in touch with me, have a conversation. I'm here to serve. I'm here to speak to anybody who has any questions. Hit me up.
Excellent, Doc. Thank you so much again. I'm excited to have you on as a guest speaker. I was excited when you said yes. I was jumping up and down. You couldn't see it, but when I read the yes, I was jumping up and down because I look up to you. I think that you're doing a great job. You're an inspiration to me as well. And I know that you are having that impact on others as well there too. So continue to do the great things that you're doing in the community. Continue to be that pillar in your community, especially that shining light for those who are African American, male and female, not knowing about optometry, but someday they'll run in touch with you and learn all about it. And that could change their life forever. So thank you so much.
Can I give one last thing word? Because next talk is about mental health, correct?
Yes.
So I would say one of the pivotal moments that started to change my trajectory was when I started therapy. Therapy played a huge role in me growing individually and professionally, and it allowed me to be the person who I am today. So I definitely say everybody can use therapy to some degree.
Yes.
And if you've been considering it or going back and forth about it, hey man, I say do it. Go for it. I think it'd be the best investment that you can make for yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you for that advice there. It is okay to be on someone's couch so that
Yes.
they can listen and they can be non-judgmental and help give some guidance and advice. It will only help you be a better person. There's nothing wrong with getting your mental health checked and in control. So thank you, Doc. Let me just go right here for a moment because I see some people coming in and I don't want you to leave before you hear this right here. Great job on the webinars, Dr. Boone is saying. Thank you so much, my esteemed colleagues, for an excellent discussion. Dr. Whitehead and Ms. Portia Johnson-Williams said, very inspirational story. Great work, Dr. Heron. Right there. So look at that. Impactful, man. Continue to keep up the great work. Thank you again for your time, for being on the webinar and sharing with us there. And looking forward maybe to have you back, maybe if not in 2025, maybe in 2026. And I can't wait to hear what you just did in 3 years. 3 years, my friend.
Whenever you call my name, I'm here to show up. So
thank you, sir. And you take care.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. And folks, there you go. Another dynamic guest speaker here with us tonight on our webinar, Protecting the Vision, as he shared his journey as an optometrist, impacting the community, inspiring lives there. Dr. Kennard Heron did a fantastic job sharing his story there. I am so thankful for all of you who have been guest speakers on our webinars. We will continue to do these webinars. They're going to be educational, inspirational webinars there for the community. This is the National Optometric Foundation, nonprofit organization, the financial arm supporting the National Optometric Association. We want to continue to do the things that we do, providing scholarships for students, partner with sponsors like Johnson & Johnson, VSP, Alcon, Essilor, Hoya, Walmart, National Vision, Cooper Vision, B&L, Modern Optical, Versant, Luxottica. We want to partner with them. And we want them to continue to sponsor and give donations. You all can give donations. We have a Cash App, $ Protecting the Vision if you would like to give tonight. You would like to follow us, find out more about us, see photos. We have a website, nationaloptometricfoundation.com. You can see our board members, learn more about us. We have a Facebook page, National Optometric Foundation, and our YouTube channel, where the webinars for tonight, webinars we've done in the past, will be on our YouTube channel for you to do there. We had a fantastic time in the city of brotherly love with the NOA. We're looking forward to being with the NOA in 2025 in Columbus, Ohio. If you are an optometrist, stay tuned so that you'll be able to register and be a part of the NOA family as we celebrate at our next NOA convention there. My name is Dr. Timothy Brown. I am a NOF board member, and I am looking forward to being with you guys next month as we bring on 2 great guest speakers for the month of August. You guys have a great evening, and we'll see you on our next webinar.